Congress has to use every leverage that it can to change ICE's behavior. Otherwise, these killings will continue. There will be another victim in a few days or a few weeks. So I want to say thank you to the communities in Houston and throughout Texas who have spoken up loudly. The neighbors in Maine who got out yesterday into the streets and protest, and Americans across the country who have done the same thing. Your words matter, your voices matter, and your actions matter.
Thank you. Questions?
Hi, Rebecca from the Associated Press. Representative Garcia, in your conversations with ICE, did they detail, I know they told you that they promised to have body cameras out to everybody in ICE by the end of this month. Did they give any details about like which cities don't have them yet or why it's taken so long? Any more details about the body camera?
No, it was a conversation that I had with the acting director. He's still not been confirmed. I believe he's been there 2 months. The troubling part, of course, is that he worked at GEO, which is one of the detention providers under contract. In fact, the detainees are being held now in one of those facilities in Montgomery County. I visit them there. What he said, he did not explain why it's not there. I reminded him of the promise that Christine Nome had made, that she was going to take the $20 million that she had for that and purchase and put them in the field. That reminded him that they've gotten billions and billions of dollars. And he said that he couldn't answer as to why it hadn't been done, but he committed that it would get done by the end of this month, that he would make sure that they were trained and in the field with all agents. And it's my understanding that probably about less than 30% of the agents in the field have body cam cameras. All I know that it's tragic that they didn't have them in Houston, and I understand they were not also on the bodies of the officers in Maine. So I don't know why. Those are answers that we have to press on, and certainly we will cover that through the next days, either through the Committee on Oversight or the Committee of Department of Homeland Security. And of course, Judiciary also is been contacting me about a couple of issues. So it's an all hands on deck. This is tragic when people are being shot and killed because, you know, like Castro said, they were not the targets. Well, then why in the hell did they end up being killed? And in Houston, I might add that I'm being told that it's likely that the van that they stopped wasn't even the van that they were after. It seems like after talking to the 2 detainees that I talked to at the processing center, that the only thing in agreement is that it was a white van. Everything else, different story.
Any other questions?
One thing I could clarify, the detainees you talked to on Saturday, they're still in the processing center?
Yes,
They
ma'am.
haven't been moved to a long-term detention facility?
No. And that was one of the asks that I made of the acting director in my conversation, that they please not be moved because they needed access to their families that were still grieving, especially the brother. I mean, imagine you're sitting next to your brother in the front seat of a van and you see a gun pointed through the windshield that shoots your brother. I mean, I cannot imagine what he's going through. So I asked, and they need access to their lawyers. We made sure that now all 3 have lawyers, and he committed to me that they would not be moved. However, I'm hearing through the grapevine that USCIS has already and DHS has already begun the removal process, which again begs the question. It means, why would you begin a removal process if you're telling us that there was already a final order on one of them? All we know, the acting director said it wasn't for the brother or the driver, so all we can surmise it was for one of the 2 other detainees. But I visited this last Saturday.
Right here.
Off the top, you mentioned you're going to be holding a field hearing on July 24th. You said also that the House Homeland Security Committee, is it just going to be Democrats from the committee, or
That's correct, yes.
Republicans participating in this?
Democrats.
It's all Democrats. Okay. Will you be holding a similar hearing at all in May?
Well, We'll
It just,
take a look at
that
that.
just happened yesterday,
so,
and I know that Congressman Green had early on reached out to Ranking Member Thompson, and there was discussions about that. So we've started discussions last week. The main event, regrettably again, just happened yesterday. So we'll see how we will move forward.
What discussions have you been having with Republicans on the committee as well, and what they're saying about it?
I just arrived late last night. Unfortunately, my flight was delayed. That I just got here in time for vote, so I've not had time to visit with anyone. But there are, I know in Texas, a lot of our elected statewide officials that are, including the governor, I mean, they have been silent. And I know Senator Cruz was on the plane with me. He said not one word. So, it's difficult sometimes because I think that they are prepared to, again, to me, it's all memories of the Vanessa Guillen investigation that I went through. Everybody's initially just supported the Army until more facts were revealed. So we'll wait and see. But I do intend to visit with some of my Republican colleagues because, again, this is a human life. He was not the target. He had no criminal record. It may not have even been the right van. Those are very troubling questions for everybody because, as has been already said, what would you do if you were chased by an armed, marked van car with no bells, no whistles, no lights, no siren, no cherry top? And then the people approaching you never identify themselves. It could have just been a kidnapping or hijacking. We don't know. But I can tell you that I wouldn't have stopped. Because unless I know it's law enforcement, I'm not stopping. And for ladies out there, that for us, it's even worse. It could be somebody who's trying to pull us out of the car and rape us. So we've got to make sure that people understand that you can't evade arrest if you don't know what the charges are or that that they're even law enforcement. So I'll take another question or.
Tribune. All right.
Daddy from Texas Tribune. Do you have any new intel from ICE on the original targets of stopping, whether without DHS, whether they were?
No, I had in my conversation with the acting director. I asked him point blank. I mean, if Mr. Salgado was not the target and the brother was not the target, well, then who was? He said he could not give me that name at that time. I do have a meeting scheduled with
one last question right here.
Well, I do have a meeting with the Secretary of DHS, and that's probably going to be at the top of my list of questions for him.
That's meetings today.
I forget it's either today or tomorrow.
And do you think the situation now is more serious than in January, where 2 citizens are under like the
I didn't understand.
more complicated now?
Look, life is a life,
No, the situation, the behavior of ICE is the same? Or is
ICE continues to be violent and aggressive. They have not changed. They have not changed their behavior. It's almost as though it was a code of conduct internally, and it's very troubling that they continue unabashed of their behavior, and they kill people. And so this is something that we will take up in the hearing this coming 24th. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Get her